Oh my goodness, so blessed. Let me tell you something. By the way, this is a video response to So Blessed, okay? She's talking about how people neglect seeing their physician. Well, let me tell you a little story about somebody who used to do that too. Sorry, you might hear a couple knocks. All right. Anyway, let's see. I worked at a convenience store, and there was a Taco Bell part in the back, a Taco Bell Express. So I was working there. Well, I could work for hours and hours on end, like sometimes 16 hours a day, sleep for 2 hours, get up and do it again. You know, I didn't sleep hardly at all, and I worked a lot. Well, I started noticing that if I didn't eat, I would almost pass out. My eyes started doing funky things, and I was just being really weird. So I knew something was wrong with my body, because your body will tell you, like she said. Your body tells you when you're sick. So anyway, in the past I had heard doctors tell me that everything that's wrong with me is because I'm fat. You have a weight problem, Elizabeth. Elizabeth, you have a weight problem. You need to lose a weight. Yeah, that's my reason for everything, right? Because I'm fat? That's why I get sick. Okay, I understand. I get you. Well, anyway, so I didn't want to go to the doctor at all. I was done with the doctor, so I kept all this garbage to myself as I kept getting sicker and sicker and sicker. For 6 months, I could feel myself just dragging every day. Then eventually, my lungs started feeling really weird, and it's like I couldn't breathe. You know, I mean, I would walk up, you know, I would try to put the freight up. I had boxes to put up all the time, and it would get to where I would be so tired and out of breath, and that, I don't care how fat I have been, I've always been active. So, it got to the point where I thought it was the stress from that job, so I quit after I'd been there for almost 5 years. And I started working at a daycare. Because when I work at a daycare, it's a different situation, and I consider the stress to be a different kind of stress. You know, you can play with the kids and at least have some happiness going on. Well, I mean, I couldn't even do that. It was so bad I couldn't even do that. So I remember going to work one day to the daycare, and it was horrible. I went in there, I did my job for 8 hours. I walked out, I drove home, went to my bed, and couldn't get up. And my mom came in there and said, "What is wrong with you?" I said, "I think I'm dying." And I meant that. Seriously, I meant that. I think I'm dying. And Mom said, "Oh, you are not." I said, "Mom, there's something really wrong." Well, the next day, I started laughing, couldn't breathe, and started hyperventilating. Okay? So she took me to my family doctor. "Elizabeth, you're overweight. Kiss my ass." So I said, "Mom, she's not going to listen. I can't breathe. I've always been able to breathe, and I cannot breathe." She listened to my lungs. "They sound fine. You're just overweight." Uh-huh. Okay. I went to an emergency room. I was overweight. My lungs sounded fine. Went to another emergency room. Your lungs, they finally took an x-ray at another emergency room. "Your lungs look kind of cloudy. We're thinking you might have a little touch of pneumonia." They gave me antibiotics. I went home. It kept getting worse. Finally, I went to a doctor that finally heard me. My lungs were both collapsed at the bottom. There was pneumonia in the bottom of my lungs and they couldn't hear it. Okay, when they took the x-ray, it hadn't fully developed. I had to go to a lung specialist. From that day on, which was in the year 2000, I've been sick. Okay? I have to go to the doctor once a month, at least, to keep up on my counts. I have anemia, my blood count's too low. I can get pneumonia very easy because I have lupus or some sort of autoimmune disorder. Still don't know after 8 years. Yeah, you know. All we do know is that I am sick. Now, I'm in constant pain every single day. I don't have insurance to where I can get medication to make it stop. Sometimes I can't even get the medications that I need. If you have health insurance, and do not go to the doctor when you need to, or go get checkups when you're supposed to. One day you're going to wake up like me, and you're going to be so sick that you can't do anything about it. So learn from me. And of course you're probably looking at me saying, how can you be on YouTube? You don't look sick. Well, let me ask you this. What does sick look like? I am sick. I can't do anything that I used to do. And half of it's my fault because I waited so long. If I wouldn't have waited so long, it may not have progressed as much as it did. So I consider half of it my fault. The other half is the doctors that said that everything that's wrong with me is because I'm fat. Well, guess what? It's not. So let me go on my tangent for a minute. So, please, if you have insurance, or even if you don't, find a free clinic. And if you're sick, go to the doctor. Make a way. Find a way to make sure you're healthy. That's all I'm saying. Okay? But I still love you. I love you all. Mwah.